Hello! Is there anybody out there? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Ether Podcast. Today, we are celebrating Cinco de Mayo. We're live. We're taking calls. If you're new to this podcast, you can give us a call at 657-223-5323. We're taking live calls. Today, we're talking a little bit about either good times, bad times, partying. I mean, what else are we talking about, Greg?
I just came back from Vegas.
So I think we're in the mood to party tonight. So if you haven't already, join us now with that alcoholic beverages, the copious amount of alcohols. Cheers. Damn, dude. Greg is way too far ahead for this, man.
Spit it out.
He tried to spit it out. That's what she said.
We also have a special guest in the house tonight. We got Steve Wilkos back. Steve back.
Wilco.
Yeah, Wilkos. Steve Wilkos. He's from Jerry Springer. He's Mr. Clean.
Oh, man.
He was the bodyguard in Jerry Springer.
Oh, I see.
And then he had his own show.
So anyway, that's the Ether Podcast. We're live right now. So you guys can give us a call right now. Share your story with us. We want to hear at 657-223-5323. Again, the number is 657-223-5323. And remember, today's episode is all about Cinco de Mayo and whatever Greg has in his mind that he hasn't shared with me.
You didn't open it yet.
What?
You didn't open up the phone.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
No, so I was reading some stuff about Cinco de Mayo, how it's not even a Mexican holiday.
Nope.
It was a American holiday that was created to try to spread awareness of the Mexican culture.
Mm-hmm.
But it also had to do with some battle that happened in Mexico. So they just kind of used the date as a significance.
Huh. Never heard of that before. So it's not a Mexican holiday, but everybody in the West.
I don't know. I mean, if people want to get together and eat some enchiladas or tacos, I don't care what day it is. I'll do it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I don't. It's the same thing with most holidays. I don't really celebrate the holidays. It's just a day for people to get together.
Right.
I think that's what most people do too.
Well, let's see. Does it ring? It says we're on.
No, there you go. Now it should be good.
I don't know what this means.
Because that's a 9:47 missed call. What, it's 9:46.
No.
Oh, that was another day. Never
mind. Anyway, so if you're just joining us, again, today we are celebrating live the Cinco de Mayo non-Mexican holiday that we all celebrate here in the West. Today we are joined by our two friends, Modelo. And
Bulletin Bourbon.
So we're ready. We're ready for y'all. Give us a call. We want to hear all the crazy stories. And Greg, you just went to Vegas. Get us started, man. What happened? Was it wild? First of all, during this whole pandemic, we knew Vegas had shut down almost completely, right?
It wasn't. If you went there for nightclubs and like special events, yeah, it shut down. But I never did that stuff anyways. So the casinos are open. You gotta wear your mask, yada yada yada. But there wasn't in the way of performing. Like if you're going to Blue Man Group or if you're going to some kind of show that requires a bunch of people and it's a showtime and a ticket, it was probably closed. Some of the bars were open.
Or any
I-
venue inside, basically.
Yeah, but I was told that strip clubs were open, which is very confusing to me. I didn't go to one. So
You didn't go test it?
no, actually, we went to a Knights game. It's a hockey game in their new arena that they have there.
Oh, okay. How was that?
And it was limited seating, so there was only 3,000 people in the whole building. And it was really weird how they set it up. It was so like we would have a whole row to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But then the row in front of us was empty except for on the opposite side. And the row in front of that had a group. And so we didn't know this at the time, but it was also Pride Night. So there's 4 guys going in, and we're all
mean Pride Night, like LGBTQ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we go in, and so it's 4 guys, and one of the guys is 6'4", the other guy is bigger than I am, and then the other guy's normal size.
So it wasn't. So it wasn't Pride Night. It was Proud Night.
So me and the other guy who's big are sitting right next to each other. We barely fit in our seats, so I had to squish in like this and lean forward, and he had to sit back and put his arm over me. and then I heard it was Pride Night, and we were like, "Oh, this is great."
So you guys fit in,
I guess. But the one thing that was very interesting about that stadium, I've gone to quite a few stadiums. Every employee there would look at you and say hi, like, "Hey, welcome in. Hey, we'll see you next time. The party will be here." I've not seen that. Like you see a few employees here or there that say, "Oh, have a good night," or something. But this was every employee said it. It was almost like a Chick-fil-A atmosphere within the stadium. And I've never seen that.
Huh. That sounds well. It is a new stadium, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds pretty cool.
So I'm gonna save some of the juicier stuff for a little bit later. But
all right,
the first night when we got there, we made pretty good time. There was not much traffic, but on the way there, we saw this guy. He was biking, so we were like
through the desert.
Yeah, he was biking through the desert, and it started raining. And he's on the one big like uphill, like right before Vegas. And we were wondering how long it would take to bike to Vegas. It's like 300 and something miles away. It's about 300 miles away.
Right.
And I just rode 30 miles in one sitting the other day, and it took like, I think it was 90 minutes, so an hour and a half. But it's completely different on the road. So I think it would take about 2 weeks to ride a bike from here to Vegas.
2 weeks? No way, dude.
Yeah.
No way. 2 weeks is way too much.
No, I don't think so. For a typical person, if you're an experienced biker, because there's at least a 2,000 plus elevation climb.
All right, let's settle this.
I know it's at least 3,000 feet. Let's just look at the elevation of Las Vegas.
All right. Well, we can go on the maps, and then it will actually show us how long it will typically take if you're biking. Boom. So
but that's BS.
Come on, dude. We'll add some realistic.
The reason it's BS is because of weather is a huge aspect of the amount of time it takes.
Let's pretend it's going to be a good 26 hours.
26 hours,
That's 26 hours, dude. So 26 hours, you probably split that into 2 days, 3 days, maybe. That's not bad.
I'll go do that tomorrow. Shoot.
Dude, 35 hours if you use one.
395.
I mean, 26 hours is not that bad. That's like a full day. Okay, you can maybe spread it around, 3 or 4 days.
So it's 300 about 300 miles.
Yeah.
And if I did 30 miles in an hour and a half, I'd have to do that 12 times.
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe you can it doubles a day.
But see, that doesn't show fatigue. Imagine sitting on a bike for 8 hours, dude. Your ass would be so sore. Yeah, you would wake up the next morning and not be able to sit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to be realistic, and you're gonna have to get some rest.
Yeah, so it may be a 26-hour drive or bike ride, but the 26 hours is not. You can't just split it up into 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
That would be 100 miles per day. I understand 100 miles on an even surface in a day, but going 2,000 plus elevation, nah.
Maybe. Why don't we look at some while we wait for some people here? All right, we got Pure One window cleaning in the house. He says, "Que pedo, Greg?" And answer your question. It's all the pedos.
No, I'm doing no pedos.
Geppetto or no pedo?
How many people out there have bought into Doge?
Mm,
We need to know.
one person. It's me. Anyway, Doge going to the moon. But anyway, if you guys are just joining us, this is the Ether podcast from the Thought Process podcast family. Today it's a special celebration day for Cinco de Mayo live celebration. We're going to be taking live calls. So if you haven't already, give us a call at 657-223-5323. Share with us some of your craziest stories, either on the substance or no substance. And I guess now it's time for a fun fact. Greg, do you know what the Jekyll and Hyde story is about?
You mispronounced it, but yes.
What is it?
It's not Jekyll, it's Jekyll.
Jekyll
and Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yes.
I'm sorry, my first language was not English.
Yeah, it's about a doctor who created a formula to make him. I don't know the exact thing, but it made him stronger, but it also
To a
made him
monster,
go crazy.
right?
Yeah.
So the theory out there is that formula is actually alcohol, because when he was not on it, he was fine. But once he started drinking, he turned into a monster. And that was the whole basis of that story.
The unfortunate part is that they actually talk about him ripping things up as a monster. I know what you're trying to go with, though.
It's sci-fi, right?
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi. It's a story that evolved over time, but that was what it was based upon.
He took a created serum that he made, and it made him a monster.
Alcohol. And
Pure
so
one to the moon.
Pure One to the moon. Anyway, so Greg, come on, share with me one of your craziest stories as we are doing today. We're sharing the craziest stories that you've had, either drinking, partying. Just come on, just keep it interesting.
I'll go back to the Vegas story. So the first night we're there, we put our stuff down, we get ready, we head out. We do a little bit of gambling, nothing crazy, and then we kind of make our way to try to find like a bar. Can't really find anything too special, so we're like, let's look up online. So we find the ice bar, and the ice bar, to get in, you have to pay.
Yeah, $20, right?
It's $24 to get in, and you get a jacket and you get some gloves.
But you also get one drink.
As far as I know, no.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
There's different levels, so you can buy different levels at different prices, and you get different things. So if you pay more, you get I think you get like 2 drink vouchers. You pay the highest one, you get like some kind of shirt or something. Yeah. There's different levels. We just bought the one to get in.
Yeah, because I had been there, and we might have paid. I think back then it was like $20, and you get like one drink. That was a special that we had.
There was something on there, but I didn't pay to get in. So
okay.
So
what do you think
went
about
in? We went in there, and we had crossed from Aria Hotel all the way over to it's in Mandalay Bay. So it was probably a 15-minute walk, and we were trying to go super fast because we had to make it to the time slot, and it took 15 minutes to get there, and we were 15 minutes until we needed to be in. So we like booked it over there. We're all super hot when we go, and we're like, we don't even want the jacket. We get in there and we walk in, and there's no one there, no bartender. And then we finally see, like, in the corner, there's these 2 girls. And then we stand there at the bartender.
Here we go.
We stand there at the bartender area, or at the bar area, like waiting for someone to come over and serve drinks. And they serve them in ice cups.
Yeah.
And
literally a cup made out of ice.
So we had one. We were probably all 2 drinks in, like very simple, normal drinks. I think one beer and one some, I don't know, some like Jack and Coke.
Okay.
So nothing crazy. We get in there, we go in, and we all get one drink, and we start messing around. There's this football thing. You can throw a football, try to get it in the ice hole. No one could do it except for me for some reason. I was throwing super straight that night. And we go for the round 2 of drinks, and the 2 girls who were sitting there were getting really loud, and they're from San Francisco. And the 2 guys we were with were going to go to San Francisco, so they start talking. So we're now 2 drinks in at the ice bar, 2 drinks on the out. And one of the guys buys everyone drinks and everyone Jello shots. So now
at the ice bar.
Yeah. So now we're 5 drinks in with 1 Jello shot, and these girls are going crazy. And within another 5 more minutes, we probably each had 1 more drink and 2 more Jello shots. And I don't even remember. All I remember is we were all laughing about absolutely nothing. And we're just running around this ice refrigerator, this ice freezer.
Basically, this freezer, right?
And we don't even know what the hell we're talking about, just laughing at each other. So by the time I left there, I think I had like 5 drinks and 5 Jello shots. And I had 2 drinks before that. But we just like ran there, and we're freezing cold. The temperatures are changing. And then we leave the freezer. So none of us feel anything right now.
You're like completely numb.
Yeah, like no, we don't feel drunk. We're just like, all right, where are we headed?
Yeah.
And we walk down, and there's a place that sells those super big, like long cups.
The Fat Tuesdays.
Yeah, the Fat Tuesdays. And we walk up, and the guy who bought all the drinks inside was like, all right, how do we order one of these? Like, what's the deal? And they go, you can order 4 shots as the typical one. But then you can just do multiples of 2 on top of that. So you can do 4, 6, 8, and then we add 2 shots on top. So, so he's like, let's do 2 8 shots, and we'll get 2 Fat Tuesdays and share it between the 4 of us. So we do that, and one of them tastes really bad. So the
pina colada one.
Yeah, I think it was that one. So there was 3 of us made an agreement. We're like, take it, but don't drink any of it. Just put the straw on and take a sip and hand it back to the 4th guy and let him drink the whole thing. We succeeded. And he drank the whole thing. He came up to me. It was like halfway. He came up to me. He goes, dude, I'm buzzed. How about you? I was like, dude, I'm jacked right now, dude. And I was just messing with him. And then he finished it. He's like, dang, dude, we finished this one. And we're like, no, you finished that one.
Typical, dude. That always happens to somebody.
But then we head to, because nothing else is open, so we just headed back to our hotel. And there's like a little bougie bar there, like dim light, like bartenders all dressed up. And we go to an empty seat, and one guy sits down to order the drinks for everyone because there's not that many seats there. And one of our guys takes off, sits down with these 2 blonde girls behind us, just starts talking. We're like, we'll leave them there. And then we're just sitting there waiting for the drinks. And this one girl comes over and sits down. And she was good looking Samoan girl. She's not like Samoan, like big, huge, like she's just kind of like Islander. Yeah. And so when we started talking, it seemed normal and fine, and just talking about what we were going to do and what she was doing, where she was from, where we were from, all that. And then she's like, oh, one of my friends is coming. She just got here to Vegas. And she comes over, and not sure, but we're pretty sure she was a tranny.
Okay.
Dude, her eyelashes were bigger than her forehead.
Oh my God. Okay.
And so we're all talking, and she was nice. Both of them were nice. So we just hung out and talked. We're probably talking for like an hour. And then they're like, oh, we're going to go out and do some stuff. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, wait, one more of our friends is going to come. So the 3rd friend came. And I was like, all right, something weird is going on. We went from 1 person, there was 3 of us, to now 3 of them and 3 of us. One of you might be a tranny. You all 3 might be prostitutes. The 3rd one came and couldn't order a drink because she lost her ID. I was like, oh, she's underage. Get out of
Oh
here.
my
And she
God.
pieced out. And so finally these girls, we just kind of end the conversation. They said they're going to go hang out and do something. And so they get up, and there was one who was like an islander, like Samoan-ish. The tranny one was a black girl. And the third one who came was also a black
But
girl.
was it confirmed, transgender or no?
No, not
Okay.
confirmed. And for some reason, I gave her my number.
Well, so
And-
for some reason, huh?
No.
So first of all,
So-
hang on a second. Let me clear this up. So first of all, Greg goes to a night's hockey game where it's cold, huddle up next to his friends during Pride night, right?
Yeah, it was.
and
These are two
then,
different nights.
and then you get hit up by a possible transgender woman.
Yes, I guess.
Greg,
So-
do you remember what happened that night?
Yes, no, I remember completely. So this is not what it ends. Those girls leave, right? And we're sitting there finishing our drink, and we still don't feel like jacked up because all of the walking around and the changing temperature. So we order another round, and I noticed there were these two girls who were sitting down away, who then just moved over next to us. And I was like, okay, whatever. They moved. There were two seats here. So then they start talking to us. Same thing happens again. They just start talking for a long time, and they're like, oh, one of my friends is coming as well. So one of her friend comes.
What does that mean?
Dude,
What does that mean?
she came straight out of the Willy Wonka chocolate factory, man. Silky smooth, dude.
Straight out of the chocolate factory.
I'm not even kidding. I swear to God, the first two girls were
Oh,
prostitutes, and they knew they weren't going anywhere. So they left and said, hey, you two can take on where we left off. And then these two came over. I was jacked up, man. I was like, all right, I'm done here.
In a good way or in a bad way?
I was done. I was ready to go to bed. I wasn't.
okay.
I wasn't gonna do none of this. I could see through them.
That's hilarious, dude.
But the thing is that there was no offering of anything. Like there was no like.
Maybe they were
like-
trying to feel you out. Like, will this guy bite?
Well, they pointed me out and they're like, hey, you're really quiet over there. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm shy. No one can get me out of my shyness. So they started trying to talk to me, and I was like, yeah, like you ain't got nothing on how quiet I am. But no, the conversation and the talking between all these people was perfectly fine and was fun in the sense we were all laughing.
Yeah.
But it didn't necessarily feel like they were trying to get money out of us or anything like that. It really did just feel like conversation. But what I realized is earlier I told you that one of our friends went and talked to the blonde girls behind us. They were entertainers, and he got their card.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
now, was there any?
the moment I saw that, I was like, all these girls here are entertainers.
Was there
Get out of
any
here.
entertaining that night, if I may ask?
No, there was not.
I mean, as they say in Vegas, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
No, if you get herpes in Vegas, it comes back with you. But
That's not true.
We'll move on. So
did you try it?
So we finally left all that and it just kind of it just we knew we needed to get out of there.
Okay.
So we got out and we started walking around. We found this the only place open that had food. It was kind of like a little, I don't know what, like bakery deli kind of thing.
Okay.
So we went up. I got this super good, like it was like a brioche bun filled with Nutella. It was warmed up. Oh, it's so good, dude. So good. But as we were in the line, dude, we see at the corner of our eye the freaking pink Power Ranger, dude.
Okay. Now I'm intrigued.
The pink.
Now I am really intrigued. What is the pink Power Ranger? Please enlighten me.
Imagine maybe 5'1", 5'2", 10 out of 10 in this like pink dress that just fit perfectly with a Gucci face mask on because you got to wear your mask inside, you know?
But you
Makeup
gotta
done
wear that Gucci.
perfect. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Right out of Willy Wonka's like secret factory.
Not even the chocolate.
Dude.
Was it the golden ticket?
Dude, it was the everlasting gobstopper, bro. So we called her the Pink Power Ranger, right?
Okay.
So we found out that she either was a police officer or she was a prostitute because she was going to try to charge $400 an hour for I'm not sure what.
And it was either both of those extremities, either a police officer or a prostitute. There's no in between.
No, there's not.
What if she just needs to get home and the freaking bus ride home is $400?
If you saw her, she was not trying to get no ride home.
Oh man! So, what happened? Did you buy the golden ticket?
No, hell no. I was like, we need to get out of here. I ain't catching none of that bullshit.
So, out of these 3 things that happened in Vegas, none stick, huh? Or none stuck?
No, they're all prostitutes, bro. I'm telling you. So what
That's
happened
the
is
point, Greg.
that they didn't have anywhere else to go. I started looking around. I was like, there was really not anywhere to go. So what are the people in the hotel going to do when they can't go to many of these bars? They're going to go back to the hotel bar. And if you started walking around, there's like, I want to say like 2 hotel bars. Same thing, dude. You see the like girls that there's no reason for these girls to be by themselves, and they're sitting there by themselves.
Well, I don't know, man. Just over the past, let's say 2-3 weeks, I've seen a lot of people. I don't know, just a lot of people post on Instagram. There was a lot of people in Vegas. Like you went to Vegas. There was a few other people that went to Vegas. I was almost starting to think it had opened up like normal.
I mean, there's stuff open, but a lot of it was more like during the daytime, and then what they said is that things are kind of picking and choosing when to be open.
Okay.
So like if you go out there
like on a weekend.
Yeah, there's a gas station like right outside of Vegas called like Terribles.
Terrible Herbs.
It's a big Terribles, and there's a White Castle there. And the White Castle was only open on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. So a lot of the places were just choosing specific times to be open, and we were there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's one of the days, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is probably the days they'll be closed. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for sure. So we could have just gone on a bad time frame for things to be open. But there was definitely enough stuff open.
Why did you guys choose to go during Tuesday to Thursday?
The people we went with had vacations.
Oh, okay.
So they had to go on certain times, and they were doing other things on the other days. So
okay.
And we got the room for free because the guy played the My Vegas slots, and you get free like you get these tokens and you can redeem them for different things. So it gets room.
Were they Dogecoins?
No.
All right. Okay. Sounds like a good time. Sounds like some interesting stuff could have happened, but didn't happen. I mean, you at least have to tell me that once you were in that the ice bar, did you take a titty shot from that ice sculpture?
No, that thing was dirty. Like not dirty in the sense like in my head, I think it was dirty. Like dirty in the sense like you're looking at the tube and it looks like there's boogers inside of it. Kind of dirty. Like clearly dirty. Like no one wants to take a drink out of that. It wasn't
sure it
like
wasn't like a drink like a what are those Scooby-Doo shots or something like that?
No. It was
Scooby-Doo pop.
It was dirty. Like not clean.
I mean, it's the risk, right? I mean, if you're in Vegas, you're gambling.
It says that your browser might prevent calls from ringing. Change your browser setting.
I don't think so, dude.
That's what it says right there.
Why don't you try it? If you're listening to this podcast right now, give it a try. Give us a call at 657-223-5323 to make sure that this is actually working. Yeah, just give us a call. Do you have it?
I'm putting it in right now.
Greg doesn't even have it saved in his contacts. You're killing me.
I wouldn't call myself.
You're killing me, Smalls. All right, what's the verdict, Greg?
It says that it's been changed.
What do you mean has been changed?
The number you called.
If you are all
It
trying to,
says that it has been changed. It
if you
doesn't
guys are
go
trying
through.
to call, give us a minute. We got some technical difficulties. Not sure what's going on here. Let's see. My devices turn on. Greg,
What?
tell me a little bit more about Vegas.
Let's see. So we did the Knights game. I put in $20 to the first machine, and I was playing. It's like digital horse racing, but they also have these like mechanical horses in front of you that you can see race, and you pick on who the winner is going to be. So you can bet just first place, or you can bet the first and second place, and you can choose. Typically, we were playing $1 per thing, and then you get a multiplier by whatever based off of the odds. There we go. Looks like it's working.
I think you just dialed the wrong number.
I don't think so.
Hello there. You're live on the Ether podcast. Welcome.
My phone is having technical difficulties. Hello?
Did you hear what I said?
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, you said your phone is having difficulties. Do you need to hang up and call back?
I have a stupid Android. That's why. I think I have viruses.
You ain't got no virus on your phone.
Okay, Geek Squad. Come check out my phone.
If I was Geek Squad, I would steal all your information while I was doing that.
You could do that right now if you wanted to.
So,
what's the topic?
Well, we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo, and Greg's telling us a little not so wild Vegas story, which is kind of disappointing.
Play it safe.
Play it safe. So I guess the topic for the stories today is we need some good pick-me-up, good stories of being under a copious amount of alcohol.
Oh man, I'm a terrible storyteller. But
horror stories, or maybe a fairy tale under the influence.
Well, I definitely have some good war stories. Some of them are near-death experiences, but
okay, maybe we can save that one for Dia de los Muertos. So
sorry, my girlfriend's breaking my train of thought over here. She's getting messed up on Mango Kart Golden Road. I made her michelada. Now she thinks she's hot shit.
Sounds like a her problem. So any war stories you would like to tell the audience here?
Damn, where do I start? Well, okay. Well, I started drinking when I was 14. I would say my first encounter with alcohol was quite pleasant. It was love at first drink.
Oh my god.
And I was drinking, what was it? Oh, yeah. We were going to it was my friend, my old best friend, James, shout out to James Hunter, wherever you're at. He's probably in Wisconsin right now. He works for a TV video production company. Shout out to him. And he had this older brother named John Paul. And
before you throw any more names out there, we do not like to burn people on this podcast.
And let's change it from John to Juan for tonight.
Even if it was 20 years ago, it might as well be
just
like somebody fictional.
Names.
I'm giving them fake names. I'm giving them fake names.
Okay.
Juan Carlos.
Shout out to James. If he ever watches this, there's so many James Hunters, man. They won't even know. But anyways, so we were going to a school dance. We were freshmen.
You and James.
And yeah, James and myself. And I lived a block up the street, up the hill from high school. I want to say it was a dance after the homecoming game, the football game.
Okay.
Oh, you know what?
Formal?
I don't remember. Anyways, I was really drunk. So we go to my friend's house, and his brother pops open a little bottle of Jack Daniels. This gentleman by the name of Jack Daniels, which I had never tried or anything because I had never drank before. And so he gives us a little try, and we're like, oh, and we coughed because it was really strong. And then he goes, do you want another one? And we're like, shit, we're going to school dance, might as well. And
Okay.
pours us a little Mr. Jack Daniels with a little bit of Mr. Coca-Cola into a little highball glass with some ice cubes. And yeah, we get going, and things start getting a little fun, and we're out in the front yard sipping on our Jack Daniels on the bed of his old Forerunner, or what was it, a Ford Ranger, all pre-runnered out. And his brother's like, so you guys feeling good, huh? And we're like, yeah, man, like this is awesome. And then he's like, okay, well, you guys are gonna box. And we're like, what? He's like, yeah, I got boxing gloves. You guys need a box. And we're like, shit.
And this
Okay.
was before the dance?
This is all leading up to the dance. Yes.
Oh my God. All right.
So we're like, shit. So we boxed. We were too scared, and he's like, okay, you pussies. Like, he pulled us out. He's like, you guys ain't doing shit. He's like, take off the gloves. And then, like, him and his buddy started boxing. And then we're like, okay, screw it. So we went back to the back of the Ford Ranger, and we kept drinking our little drinks. And then I don't know how, but somehow we ended up getting a hold of the Jack Daniels bottle, and we took it with us to my house. And I honestly don't remember how we got there. I think his brother might have dropped us off at my house, which was about 2 miles away. So we get to my house, sun's going down. We have this bottle, and I'm like, shit, dude. He's like, dude, do you have any chasers? And I was like, what is that? He's like, well, it's too strong. We can't drink it by itself. And I'm like, well, you're right. So we go into my grandma's pantry, and we find a bottle of Coca-Cola, the 2-liter. So we take that into my room. I bump the music, we get all pumped, and the sun finally goes down. We're feeling good. We walk down to the high school, because like just right down the street.
Okay.
And we are completely gone. We're just looking at each other in line, and we're like, oh shit, like it hit us completely.
So hold on. I got a question real quick before we get too far. You said you bumped music in your house. Was that because you thought that the louder the music, the least amount of chance you get caught with popping open a bottle?
This was it back in my teens, my early teens. So yes, the music, I was trying to hide the fact that I was getting under the influence, in my mom's and my grandma's house. So anyways, so we're at the dance. Everyone's dressed up. Everyone's wearing the El Toro gold and blue. And all the girls are wearing their little, sport shorts. And all the guys are wearing their gay-ass sweatbands. Typical high school shit. And me and James look at each other and we're like, damn, dude. It's really going on. And they were patting us down when we were walking in. And we're like, what the heck? What's going on? And it was Mr. Bodie, who at the time was the health.
Damn, we're really burning everybody. We're burning the whole village here.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's California in the summertime, man.
Anyways, so the adults are all checking us in. They're checking our stuff, make sure we're not bringing any paraphernalia. And we're like, crap. Like we smell like alcohol. And somehow we got gum in line. We had gum, and like that's gonna cover freaking half of a freaking little tall pint of Jack Daniels that we both downed completely. But whatever, here we were, kids. and we get into the dance, and it's just pandemonium. It was in the basketball. They did it in the basketball court, and the music's bumping, and we're sweating, and we're dancing, and then we lose each other, and then the rest of the night, I don't even remember. So that was my first experience with alcohol. Pretty cool. That's it.
How would you know it was cool if you can't remember?
Because I made out with some girls on the dance floor, fool. Not like you in Vegas.
I didn't need to make out with girls. I had a girlfriend all through high school.
You could have made out with some guys.
I ain't gay.
So do you have any Vegas stories?
Oh, man. I do, but I was too drunk to remember. All I know, the meats and potatoes, is that one of my friends basically saved my life because I was bedridden and I couldn't get up, and everyone was down at the pool party, partying it up, while I was confined to the bed because I had drank way too much the 2 days prior. So what ended up happening was that one of our homies that went with us, I won't say a name and I won't say his occupation because then people might find out who he is. He took some IV bags with him to Vegas. And so when people got a word that I couldn't move and I was like kind of unresponsive in the bed, he came up and he came up with this guy that he actually ran into at the pool who he had worked with, who was a doctor. And so they both came up. They were like, Serge. And I was just like, just basically communicating through moans and groans and sign language. And they're like, dude, you okay? And I was like, And so they're like, okay, we're going to hook you up to an IV bag. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, just we'll do whatever it takes. And so they bust out the needle. I don't know how the hell they got one, but they did. With the IV needle.
Comes with it.
They poked me and they didn't get it. So that first poke basically just like a gusher, like a fruit gusher, man, like one of those candies, just blood, just straight onto the bed on the white sheets in the hotel room.
Oh no!
On that high floor, on that nice hotel, that nice suite, and then they're like, okay, we didn't get it, and I was just like, basically talking like the freaking Geico caveman, and then yeah, I couldn't speak.
Geico
like,
caveman, IV man.
Dude, okay. So then they do the second time and they got it. They hit it. And they're like, yeah, we got it. And then I remember the homie who brought the IV bags was just standing there for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, just squeezing, because you're supposed to let it drip. But I was basically, on a little makeshift ICU unit.
Just dehydrated.
Intensive care unit.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just squeezing the shit out of the bag, like every 10 seconds, just pumping the bag, just trying to pump all those fluids and nutrients and electrolytes into my system. And it definitely helped, but the come down was not pretty. I ended up recovering, not fully, but about 50%, maybe 4 hours later. We ended up hitting the Strip. We went to Wahlburgers, first time trying Marky Mark's and his brother's little burger joint. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember what the burger tasted like because I was in so much agony and pain, and everyone was just, we were beat, and then we went home, and I had to sit in traffic for 6 hours on the way back. It was not fun, man. So yeah, that weekend could have been the end of me. Who knows?
Wow, I've never heard of anybody, get to the point where they need to be IV'd in a Vegas hotel room.
So
in a Vegas hotel room, I got IV, and that's where I got the name IV bags. That's the moniker I developed, IV bags.
I actually heard that there are stripper IV girls that will come to your room, and they don't get naked. They come in a lingerie, and they'll hook up the IV in your room.
Yeah, and so that's awesome. That's a great business because I didn't know this, but there's actually a place in Dana Point. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dana Point. It's down south in South Orange County.
Yep.
heading down towards Capistrano Beach, and there's actually an IV bar, so you can actually go there if you have had a too much of a little fun night and actually get hooked up for $150. They'll pump you up. They'll put you in a nice room, nice music. They'll put you in like those little what are those flotation devices?
Yeah, the
Flotation
floats.
tanks.
I think they're just called
It
floats.
looks like a little space. It looks like a little spaceship, but it's white, so it's like very serene.
Yeah.
And they put you in there, and they pump you up, and they can give you whatever kind of nutrients you want. It's like a nutrient cocktail.
Yeah. I
And you
think,
can.
I think
Yeah,
they do that
it's
because a lot of people do like they do like their own marathons.
You mean like a vitamin
they do
drip?
a lot of long bike rides from Dana Point to a specific point and come back. And so I think it's a good spot for that kind of a thing. You need to rehydrate after a long exercise event.
or a big weekend binger, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. IV bags. I think those were a couple good stories there. Thank you for sharing.
Like
with us.
I said, I'm not the best storyteller, but not the most detailed. I have kind of a shitty memory from too many encounters with IV bags and too many fun nights. But yeah, I try.
Awesome. Yeah, we really appreciate the call, man.
Cardi B probably robbed you, but bashing you over the head.
What?
What about Cardi B?
Yeah, Cardi B used to take people back to the room, drug them, and steal their things.
Oh yeah. Thank God we didn't have any Cardi B's that weekend.
Oh, please. They're probably all Cardi B's.
Although we might have. It was close because I remember the night before, the first night that we got there, it was like 14 of us dudes. We were rolling 14 deep, and one of the dudes that was in our group ended up bringing this girl back up to the room, and this girl was like a 5 foot nothing. I don't want to call her a dime piece. Maybe a little above passable, maybe like a 7.5 on the hotness scale. And she knew that it was just all guys. She knew that we had a suite. She threw herself on the bed. She tested the bed. She's like, "Oh, this is nice. This is comfortable." Basically, she was like demonstrating herself for the guys that were in the room witnessing her. I don't know about you, but if I was a girl and I was in a room full of dudes, I would not feel that damn safe. But, according to the homie, she was down. She was down for, a little choo-choo-ka-choo. So, I don't know. That could have been.
Hell no.
Greg's like, only if I go last.
No. Hell no. Not even first. If you were first, you were still last on that one.
You don't want to be in?
No, I don't want to be swimming with other people's fish, if you know what I mean.
So yeah, that I do remember, and
funny.
all in all, it was a great weekend. I'm thankful to be here still, and shout out to my homie who took the IV bags.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for sharing. I think those were some really good stories. Hope to have you on next Ether podcast.
For sure. Whenever I have time, I'm always more than happy to give you guys a call and shoot the shit. It's always a pleasure.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, IV bags. Talk to you later.
I'm gonna enjoy my Heineken 0.0. Peace out, guys.
See ya.
Nose to the moon.
Man, so 14 guys in one suite, one girl. That you can't even find that on Pornhub.
Oh yes, you can. Have you not seen the one with the super tiny white girl with like the 8 like big huge muscle black guys behind her?
No.
Oh man, they use that as a meme all the time.
What? What's that meme of what's that kid from The Simpsons that he's in a bus? He's like, "I'm in danger."
Is his name like Ralph or something?
Ralph. Imagine if you're that girl and you're like just sitting there. You're like, "I'm in danger." Oh man. So, any crazy stories, Greg? While we wait for the next caller to call in. So I have not a crazy. I have a pretty good one. So this must have been about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. It was our first apartment, by ourselves. We're having like a Christmas party, and it was the first time I was hosting this ugly Christmas sweater party. And we were waiting for people to come in. You know how people come in, you tell them, "Hey, be here at 5." They show up at 9 p.m., right? So, you know, being me that I'm the host, I wanted to be a good host, and every time somebody came in, I would offer them a shot. But at this time, I was actually drinking this bad boy. Actually, no, it must have been Knob Creek. I think it was Knob Creek.
Yeah, you're slamming on the knob.
That Knob Creek, dude. It's a good whiskey. Anyway, so every time one of our friends came in, I was trying to get them, to partake. And so we would take a shot or not. It was mostly me. Nobody wanted to do shots right away. So it was just me. And so that must have been the first time and probably the only time I have ever blacked out with alcohol. And dude, I mean, at that day, I clearly remember just trying to get people to drink. Nobody drank. And we were just having a good time where I was catching up with people. And then our manager, like our property manager, came by. She knocked on the door and she says, "Hey, what's going on here? Why is it so loud?" And she looks inside. Everyone's like wearing like elf sweaters. Like I'm wearing like this giant white Santa hat with a white beard, and it says "ho ho ho." And she was kind of like taken back a little bit, but then she's like, it's okay. Just turn it down a little bit. And once she shut the door, I was out. It was like a movie. Like, you know how somebody shuts the door and the movie like ends? Yeah. That was exactly what happened to me. Next thing you know is that my friends tell me, so-called, they tell me that there I was. They couldn't get me to bed. I was just on the toilet, just naked. They couldn't get
what
me
the hell?
Yeah, dude.
You went from closing the door on on the landlord to naked on the toilet.
And then the next day, I had to drive to Vegas. I had to take a 6-hour drive to Vegas for work, dude. So what did I do? When I woke up, I must have woken up at 6 a.m. on the dot. Got up, I grabbed my stuff, I hopped in the just cold shower just to wake up. I walk over to the front door, and then right then and there, I decided to say, "Am I going to be the guy that throws up on the way to Vegas?" and I said to myself,
"Turn around."
No. I went back, I threw up, I grabbed my luggage, and I drove 6 hours hungover to Vegas, trying to, recuperate, recover.
I do that too. I'm like, do I want to feel like this for like 3 more hours or just go get it out?
Yeah, dude, it's definitely one of those things, like, I don't know. The older I get, it's like the less I crave to be hungover. I don't think I ever wanted to be hungover, but there was a lot of times where you would find yourself saying, "Oh, I'm never going to drink again." And there you were next weekend, pounding away like no tomorrow. But the older I am, dude, I don't want to be hungover anymore. Like, I'm so done, dude.
Yep.
I don't know if that's why, maybe, I don't know how you felt in Vegas. Because Vegas, when you're there, there's a different energy. Like, you go all night and you wake up, and unless you're like IV over here, you wake up golden, ready to go. They pump in like some chemicals, some speed in the freaking speed mix with the oxygen in the room.
They pump in the same chemicals as the chemtrails.
Yeah, just whoop,
but
right up like a zombie.
I always prepare myself on that stuff. So I made sure I had a 64 ounce of water sitting next to my bed. And before I let myself fall asleep, I took that to the bathroom. I sat on the toilet, tried to empty out my bowels, drank that whole thing of water, took a bunch of antacids. the bottle said take only like 12 antacids within the 24-hour period. I probably had like 24 that day. and then I got eye drops too to make sure I was good. I took 3 showers in one day there.
What?
Like
In Vegas?
I did not want to feel bad the next day. The next day I woke up and I felt like 60% good.
How do you even measure that? Like, I'm like 60% good today. Like, I'm not gonna do live today.
I woke up, I took another shower. I made sure to be the first one awake so I could take the longest shower I wanted to. Showered, got ready. Since I was the first one in, I got out and I was able to take another like 2-3 hour nap because it took forever for everyone else to get ready. I woke up from that, I was ready. We went down to the pool. I bought this Hawaiian suit, dude. Pool suit, dude. Shorts, collar shirt. I was
like a romper?
No, they're separate.
But it was the same color scheme?
Yeah.
Might as well be a romper, dude.
And I went down to the pool and I was walking around. The sun was giving me all that vitamin D. And I just sat on the pool side. I didn't even go in the pool. Just sat there in the shade. Wind was blowing on me. This nice lady came over and said, "Hey, can I get you a drink?" Granted, it was the server, but still a nice lady.
Oh, Greg, you really.
And the funny part was,
you set that one up there.
The funny part is, my friend he told me to grab his card, and order him a drink. So I ordered him his drink, and she kept coming to me the whole time. And she's like, "Oh, let me get you your card." She gives me the card. My friend's like, "Just sign it." I just found it funny that everyone thought I was this baller because I was dressed all nice. I had my watch on. I didn't even go in the pool. Just lounged back the whole time, fucking flopping it out. Like, no, I didn't really do that. I would go to jail for that one, but
not in Vegas. You won't.
Yeah, you would.
No, I'm just kidding, dude. Just kidding. Don't try it, guys. Hey, so, I mean, yeah, dude, Vegas is cool, dude. But anything more than 2 days is too much for me, man. Because you get there, first of all, the drive there, it's already like half your day. It's 6 hours. If you have to stop, you get in and out down in Barstow. Everybody does it. So the majority of people will, make a pit stop. Maybe it's about 6-7 hours. You get there, then you have to get ready. You have to go check in if you're staying at a place. Mm-hmm. That's another hour, maybe 2 hours. That's literally like 2/3 of a day.
Yeah.
Then you go out, you're hungover, you wake up, you recover about noon, 1 p.m. You go have lunch by the pool, and then you go out, you go back to the room, shower, get ready. You go out again, and then you're hungover again the next day. It's like, yeah, no, man. I can't. I can no longer do that.
Yeah, I always liked camping trips more than stuff like that. I don't know. It just seems more because you're just relaxing. You're just hanging out. In Vegas, you feel like there's too much going on.
Yeah, maybe next time I'll just fly, dude. I'll just take like a 45-minute flight, be there, and then take a flight back, and you're home like in no time.
Same day, just get plastered and then just get on the plane back.
Well, now that we're on that subject, I do have a story now. So, a few years ago when I met some of my new good buddies, they had this ritual of going to Vegas once a year, and it was a 24-hour trip. You went, you grabbed the place, just literally to get ready and pregame. You partied, and then you drove back. And of course, we had a DD, right? Somebody who didn't drink at all. They were out with us. They were hanging out. We would buy them like sodas or like their food, and we paid for the gas and everything. But that was it. So on this particular time that I decided to go with them, we're already partying on the way there. Everybody in the van, they were smoking. They were hotboxing. It was like the Cheech and Chong moment Up in Smoke. It was like that. Everybody was already plastered 2 hours into the drive, dude. So that was the longest drive of our lives. Like, imagine 6 hours, you're just tripping out because everybody's just plastered. We get there, and then I see one of my friends. We get there, we're getting stuff ready. I see one of my friends pouring a drink, and at first it appears to be a mixed regular drink, like a cranberry vodka, right? Next thing you know, I pick up the bottle and it says liquid edible. Dude, I was like, dude, these bears are effed. Dude. So from that, we went to this we went to Omnia. No, excuse me. We went to the what is that? The Stratosphere? Is that the Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
The big one?
The Wheel of Fortune.
That's what they
You
call
mean
it.
Ferris wheel?
The Ferris wheel.
Wheel of Fortune is the show.
In Spanish, we call it La Rueda de la Fortuna, which is the Wheel of Fortune.
What kind of fortune you get out of that?
I don't know.
What the hell?
All we know is, well, that particular time, we went in there, that 45-minute ride, I never knew was 45 minutes. That 45-minute ride felt like 3 hours, dude. And most of the time you're just grabbing on for dear life. So that was fun. Then we came down, we went to Omnia. We're pre-gaming hard, dude. At this point, we're deep. We're in the deep end. This is just in the line to Omnia. We get in, and little did I know that Omnia had 5 stages. 5, not just 1, nor 2, or 3,
No,
nor
4.
5. 5 stages with different music, different DJs, different
CINCO,
sets.
you say?
CINCO. And I'm just following my friends. We're hanging out. Some of them are doing things that they're probably not proud of now. And I clearly remember just seeing people go from average Joes to being rock stars in Omnia. We're average Joes. We're like nobody. Back then, we were broke. We had nothing. We didn't have money for drinks. We were pre-gaming into the freaking place. And then next thing you know, this liquid edible hits hard. And I'm going from one to the other stages, one to the other. And every time I blink, I'm in a different stage. And I'm just in it for the ride. And I'm just tripping. It was fun. And then I find myself, meeting up with my friends again, and there they are pouring like shot, like not even shot, pouring like a bottle into girls' like mouths, like out of nowhere. Like, how does this even happen? And I'm sitting there, I'm like just blown out of my mind, right? And then dude, the next day, as soon as we're leaving to Vegas, it's already like 7 a.m. dude. We try to just pick up our dignity, whatever's left of our dignity, and we pick up our bags. We get back in the car, and I see all those people that were like rock stars. Rock bottom. It was rock bottom for them. And it was a really cool experience. It was definitely one for the books. For some people, maybe they're tombstones, dude, because I don't think they ever recuperated after that. I don't think they ever recovered from that, man. But it was pretty cool. We did it for 24 hours.
It's funny that now that you said the tombstone, that reminded me of something I did in Vegas. The second day after we had drank and we were trying to recover to push through into the second day, we started watching this documentary on the WWE, and it was about the Undertaker.
Okay.
Have you heard of this show? They're trying to find memorabilia from the WWE, and they do different characters.
Okay.
And it so happened to be the Undertaker, and how much he was into the role of the character. And it just reminded me that we watched that in Vegas. That's all.
The tombstone?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people are out there partying, man.
Yeah, they're partaking in Cinco de Drinko.
Well, maybe they can call in next week and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll hear the stories from tonight.
Yeah, dude. Do you have anything that you want to? I mean, we've been here for an hour. We haven't really gotten any calls. What do you think, man?
Yeah, we can close it up.
We're gonna close up
for next
shop.
time.
We're gonna go enjoy our Cinco de Mayo. We hope that you guys do the same. Don't drink and drive. You know, if you're gonna partake,
Don't
make sure
sleep and drive. Don't drink and drive.
don't drive at all.
Just don't drive.
Take an Uber.
Soon enough, Elon Musk will just take you home.
Or Dogecoin. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the video. You know, hopefully next week is a little better. We were away for a week, took a little time off. We're, scheming and coming up with some new ways to introduce the future of the podcast. Greg and I are actually going to talk about that today. But if you haven't already, follow us on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at TPP is loading. And next week, the Ether podcast, Wednesday night. We'll probably go live around 9 p.m. Give us a call at 657-223-5323. And happy Drinko de Mayo. Hope you guys enjoy. Stay safe out there. And don't get in trouble.
See you next week.